Heavy curtains are notorious dust magnets. They collect allergens, pet hair, and stubborn grime in places we rarely think to check. Taking them down for a deep clean is a dangerous physical chore for many of us. If you have ever felt a bit wobbly on a ladder just to reach a dusty curtain rod, you know exactly what I mean. That wobble is not a small thing. Falls from ladders and step stools send thousands of people to the emergency room every year, and older adults are disproportionately among them. By leveraging the natural power of bamboo and steam, you can loosen allergens and stubborn dirt while standing firmly on the ground. It is an affordable, eco-friendly breakthrough for effortless household maintenance. Today, we are looking at the physics of why this works, how it saves your energy and your wallet, and how to do it in a way that actually keeps you safe. Let's talk science for a moment. Most of us reach for a vacuum attachment first. Traditional vacuuming, though, often just pushes dust deeper into drape fibers rather than lifting it out. Steam works differently. Warm vapor relaxes fabric fibers and helps loosen the dust and debris trapped inside them. A bamboo steamer basket is a clever vessel for this because its wide, perforated shape distributes vapor over a broader area than a narrow nozzle ever could. The key, though, is distance and control. You are not pressing steam directly into fabric at close range. You are using gentle, ambient warmth from a safe distance, ideally with the curtain still on the rod and the steam source on a long handle, never balanced on a stool with someone reaching toward it. Safety is not just about us. It is about our belongings, too. High-pressure industrial steamers can sometimes scorch synthetic fibers or shrink the precious vintage linens many of us have kept for years. A handheld fabric steamer with a lower adjustable setting is gentler than the open pot method, and it gives you far more control over both temperature and direction. Moving away from harsh chemical sprays also means a healthier, gentler home environment for you, your family, and your pets. There is something genuinely lovely about restoring an old curtain instead of replacing it, especially when that curtain has history behind it. I think here of my neighbor Carol, who is 78 and has a pair of cream linen curtains her mother brought over from Portugal in the 1960s. Carol told me she used to be terrified to wash them, worried the fabric would tear in a machine or fade in the sun. When she finally tried a low, gentle steam treatment, done carefully and at a safe distance, she said it felt like giving those curtains a second life, without risking the one detail she could never replace, her mother's hand stitching along the hem. Heat is a genuinely effective sanitizer. Gentle, sustained warmth can reduce the population of dust mites and other microscopic irritants hiding in thick window treatments. This matters enormously for people with allergies or asthma, and older adults often deal with both more acutely than they did when they were younger. A pro tip that makes a real difference: use distilled water in your steamer. It prevents the unsightly mineral spots that tap water can leave behind on dark or delicate fabric. Now that we know the why, let's talk about how to set this up in a way that protects you. Step 1 is positioning. Keep your curtains on the rod whenever possible, rather than taking them down, since handling heavy fabric while balanced on furniture is one of the most common ways people get hurt during this chore. Use a handheld garment steamer with an extension pole if you have one, so the heat source stays an arm's length or more away from your body, and the steam disperses before it reaches your skin. Step 2 is the scent hack, which is genuinely one of my favorite parts. Adding a few drops of lavender or eucalyptus essential oil to the water deodorizes the whole room while the steam works. Step 3 is guiding the fabric, and this is where caution matters most. If you need to adjust the curtain, use a long-handled tool to gently reposition fabric before or after steaming, not while steam is actively rising, and never with your hand close to the vapor path. A few extra seconds of patience here is what keeps this a safe chore instead of a risky one. I think of my Aunt Rosa, who was 81 and lives alone. She told me she stopped doing her own curtains years ago after a bad fall from a stepladder left her with a fractured wrist. For a long time, she paid someone else to come do it twice a year, which she resented because she has always taken pride in keeping her own home. When her granddaughter showed her the rod-mounted, hands-on-the-ground version of this method, Rosa said it was the first time in years she felt like she had her independence back in that one small task. She still calls it my little ritual. It also removes the temptation to climb on something unstable just to reach a rod. A woman named Eleanor, who calls into a podcast I listen to, shared a story that stuck with me. She is in her 70s and lives in a 2-story house she and her late husband bought decades ago. She said for years she avoided cleaning her upstairs curtains entirely because the latter terrified her, and she did not want to ask her children for help every single time. She described the day she finally found a method that let her stay on solid ground as getting a room back. That phrase has stayed with me. A clean home should never come at the cost of a person's safety or sense of independence. It is all about finding smarter, safer ways to do the chores we have always done. The goal is never to take a risky shortcut and hope for the best. The goal is to find a genuinely gentler method and pair it with real caution, the kind that respects both the fabric and the person doing the work. I would love to hear from you. Have you ever changed the way you do a chore because the old way no longer felt safe? Have you found a tool, a trick, or a small ritual that gave you back a bit of independence in your own home? Share your stories in the comments so we can all learn from each other. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more practical, careful ideas that help us stay safe and capable in our own homes. I will see you in the next one.